Hello and welcome back to Cinema Snacks. This week both Jobe and Scott have deserted me, so I have Em doing it with me.
Hello.
So we're going to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu, which we saw at the IMAX.
Yes, we did.
I quite enjoyed it.
It was good. I had a fun time.
What I really liked as well, and it has nothing to do with the actual film, just hearing the score in IMAX, like boom through the cinema.
Yeah, we definitely, doing IMAX was the right choice for that film. I do wonder how much it's going to, sway our opinion of the film. Because, maybe when we watch it on Disney Plus, which we'll do when it comes out, because we know we will.
Yeah.
We won't enjoy it as much, I don't know. But anyway, it was the soundtrack's similar to the show.
Like my shoulders were literally going in the cinema, like when it was going.
Yeah. Going through, doing a little dance,
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, it's good, yeah. Enjoyed the soundtrack.
Yeah, I think I said to you when we was there, I enjoyed the film, but I'm not sure if it's because it felt like two episodes back to back on an IMAX screen.
Yeah, it had
like a two-parter.
Yeah, it had the old formula they used to use for Disney cartoons, where you'd have the movie that's basically the first three episodes of the cartoons mushed together. It did feel like, plot-wise, structure-wise, it felt like two episodes. I would say there was a higher quality of visuals to the show. It did feel like a little bit higher spec, so there was that. So they had put more effort in than the show, but structure-wise, it definitely felt like here's one half and then here's the other half. But the good thing about that was it allowed both the characters to shine. So you had the first half, which was mostly Mando's half, and then Grogu's half was the second half. So it kind of had this swap main characters moment almost.
So I found out a little fact about this as well. In the first drafts of this film, it originally had Ahsoka and Thrawn, but they actually took them out because they wanted to just focus on the Mandalorian and Grogu.
That makes sense. I was really relieved, actually, in the film, because I was worried a couple times they might go down that route of, here's all these other fucking characters you've seen on TV shows, and it's I wanted to focus on what it was doing, and it did do that. Because, it would have been so easy to chuck Ahsoka in, or, I do kind of want an Ahsoka cameo at one point. Only because they had... spoilers, I guess. I don't know. Do we do that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever. Okay. Baby Jabba the Hutt from
Rata.
Right. Yeah, Baby Jabba the Hutt from from the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars started the Clone Wars. Anyway, I wanted her to show up and just be like, he's grown up now. But that would have been funny. But also that would have been stupid in the movie. It
just some weird 90s cutaway music. You grown up.
He's gone from a little sack of potatoes that grossed everyone out because that was disgusting in the Clone Wars.
It sounds horrible. He's kind of like the fat kid who's like, I'm going to show him how ripped I can get.
It was funny. It was just I still don't know how I feel about hench Hutts. I mean,
is that on just visual level? Or...
Oh, sexually. I'm not sure if I'm confused. Or if I just decided that's fine.
I think that's the thing of Star Wars, isn't it? People you had famously had me I like Ahsoka, she's a good character, watching Rebels. Oh no.
Yeah, that was a moment. Your feelings about Ahsoka are confusing.
And talking about Rebels, we actually have a character turn back up in this, don't we?
Yes.
Zeb.
Zebedee-Dar.
I think they used him...
What's his full name? It's Zeb. It's got a longer one, isn't it? But everyone just calls him Zeb.
In my head, he's Zeb.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but I don't do that much research. It's just Zeb of Rebels. That is his full name.
It feels like something you should know. I'm a bit disappointed.
Not the first time I've disappointed you, is it, dear?
No.
So...
Anyway. Zebsa.
But the start of the film, though, I loved the opening. It just proper felt like you'd been dropped into an episode. It felt like the old, where it feels like, he's just on a bounty. He's hunting down the remnants of the Empire.
It was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
It was just you won't know this reference, but other people are listening to this, and they might know this reference. End of season 2 of Bleach, right? Yeah. Ichigo comes in, and he just, destroys all the lieutenants they've bigged up as these really strong people, right? It was that. It was like that way, just like, I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to do everything perfectly. And it's great. It's fun. And it's really just a nice time. We're like, Mando just absolutely destroying everyone. And then you have the AT-ATs, and it's in the snow, and they look enormous, and it's really well shot.
See, I like the parts leading up to that as well, when he's going down the corridor, and it seems Disney have perfected, they nicked it from Netflix, the style of the going down the corridor, flickering and moving as a continuous shot. So when he's trying to get to where they are, he's taking them out, and they cut back, and it's building up just right the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you see the guy go, and they're all, after he's killed one of them, they're like, is that which way did they go? And they just all point.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fun time, isn't it? We were saying like the other day, we were both talking like that. What do we think? What is a Star Wars film, right?
Oh yes, the dangerous
yes,
question.
This is the kind of conversations we, as a husband and wife, have. By the way,
yeah.
Not making that up. So we had a conversation. What is a Star Wars film? And I said, to me, it is a film that has a clear thing of good versus bad.
Yeah.
And it's got like a cool sci-fi aesthetic, sort of fantasy elements, but also that everything's a bit dirty as like a key element of the aesthetic to me. It's like things are dirty, and that's what that film had. It had it all. It had all the elements to make a Star Wars film to me, which was simply that. It had the aesthetic. It had the like it's good versus bad. I don't want grey. I want a nice easy film. Okay.
And it had the sprint and the thing I always like. The through line throughout is hope. You always hope that somehow Mando's going to pull through, like we get to it later in the film as well, where it's not looking so great for him. But even in the darkest situation, there's always hope, and that's the quintessential thing to me a Star Wars film needs. Yeah,
that's very true.
So
it's it's about the light and embracing it, and and it's nice. And that's what I feel like it really excelled. It felt like a Star Wars film.
Mm.
Without having a lightsaber, without having the traditional quotes. It did have a Wilhelm scream. I did identify that. But it didn't have those elements, but it didn't need them because it had the right feelings behind it.
And something that's just struck me now, and it shows at the start of the film, like a lot of Star Wars films, it's a big, big, expansive cast. And the more I think about it, it felt smaller, like there weren't like 30, 40 characters.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Like, you see Sigourney Weaver's character, like after he carries out the mission, and well, still I could talk about this opening scene forever. So when it hit, we see Grogu kind of blows up a little robot.
It's so cute.
And then he's hiding, and we know Mando's must be somewhere near. And just when you think he's doomed, you kind of see something blurred coming in the focus, and it's Mando. And it's like, I don't think I've seen this in Star Wars before, and I'm sure one of the bots listening to this will tell me that they have been there. It was like the tiny little, looked like an AT-ST that they were running along.
Yeah.
It's probably in the prequels, and it's why I don't remember it well.
Well, yeah.
But I love that, like, it suddenly appears on it, and they kind of run down the snow. And like I said, this is after Return of the Jedi and long before The Force Awakens in the timeline. The only reason I bring that up is aesthetically, it looks very much around the time of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it fits in really well.
Yeah, and just like the way the thing was moving down the snow and the way the AT-ATs move, it felt like they moved like they did in the original trilogy. So it's not in your face, but it's giving you an idea of where you are.
Definitely had the best scaling of AT-AT since Empire in terms of making them feel big, but also very clunky, which is I always feel like, I assume it's intentional. You want the Empire to feel big but a bit clunky.
Yeah.
It sort of represents, it's not a great.
Especially at this point, the Empire's on its kind of death knell, its decline.
Exactly. So it works really well to show that the Empire is big, but not necessarily ran the best, and it's not, good. It's bad. It's a bit crap. So I always feel like that gets across really well visually, and they just had this really good moment of it. Look, the camera like swooping up to them.
Yeah.
I feel like Rogue One did this as well, but I don't think it did it as well as Mandalorian and Grogu. I also helped that it was in the snow, so your brain is tying it to Empire.
Yeah. And it's just, there's just that whole part, and the way he takes them down as well, it's very clever. It is someone who you can tell is efficient at his job. He knows how he's going to take them down.
Yeah.
And I like the way you kind of see the blind panic setting in each one in the AT-ATs as he's getting closer. Mm-hmm. Like there's one moment where they're trying to find out what's happening, and the guy's just looking up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even need the words, you can just tell, like, oh no, like, time is... And it shows their panic as well. He's like, guys, get out there. He's like, we're pilots.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
And they last about as long as you think pilots would.
Yeah. I think you got a bit as well right at the end of that, so where... I can't remember what's about to happen, but like Grogu's like tapping on Mando, being like, "We gotta go, basically. We gotta go."
He's put all the charges and he's trying to take him out.
It's about to explode. He's like, "No, I've got to get the shot," and I was like, "What a perfect like double entendre!" Almost. Yeah. So you got to get the shot of like he's got to hit the guy with the gun, but also you got to get the shot of when the thing's about to explode, them coming straight out at the same time, because that is cool.
And he does get the shot just in the nick of time, and then we're wondering how he's going to get off planet.
Yeah.
And that's when Zeb appears, and I was grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah.
It's a great opening. It kind of sets the pace of what's come before, when it's set, and where you think it's going to go for the film. Mm-hmm. And we go see Sigourney Weaver and co. Really should have wrote down her name, but we're going to just call Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. I don't think they even say her name. They might.
General something.
General Sigourney Weaver. Like... I don't. Doesn't matter, because Sigourney Weaver's great, so it can just be her, and I'm fine with that. You know, she's not going to be as good a character. It's Sigourney Weaver.
And I think, I can't remember if this is implied at the end of season 3 or not, or it's somewhere in the blur of season 2 to season 3 of The Mandalorian. So he is a bounty hunter, but he's as he says, he's contracting for the Republic. So he's a good guy, but he's found his own moral compass of how he can stay true to his roots, but still help out the Republic. Yeah. But he does seem to have a pension, and I wanted Harrison Ford to pinch. He's like, we do need some of them alive. I just wanted to be like, hey kid, that's not going to happen. Just then wanders off again. Mm-hmm. They have a good conversation sitting at the table, and when they walk through with all the pilots, that's all directors of the series.
Yeah, it's a little bit... I don't want to say... What's the word I'm thinking? Masturbatory. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit like, because the shot is too obvious, and Dave Filoni's hat is too obvious.
But but
I don't know, maybe other people didn't recognise him, it wouldn't be, but to me it was a little bit like, oh, look at us, we're in Star Wars.
I do think, take Dave Filoni out of it, and I've always said this, if I directed Star Wars, if for some reason the franchise has hit that low where I'm hired as a director, I would want to be in at least one Star Wars thing. That would be in my contract. Yeah, and you put yourself in the Stormtrooper outfit. No, I'd be Chewie's. Classy about I'd be Chewie's cousin and make everyone feel awkward. The big obvious hat that just sticks out so much. I would be the first bald Wookiee, like just on the head. That would be my character. It's like, hey Chewie, who's that? And he's like, I say, that's no insult to Dave Filoni. I appreciate the man very much. Yeah. I don't think anyone loves Star Wars as much as he does. Oh, yeah. It's too much, and it's fascinating. But the man loves it, and I think that brings a great energy to everything that he does. Yeah, but, I like Dave a lot. Because I will stop talking about Rebels as much in The Mandalorian, but he's basically... When it went over to Disney, he was the brains behind that. That's his baby. Yeah, exactly. But that's why I love. I'll never forget him talking. Probably this is absolutely just not talking about the film now, but whatever. No. I'll never forget the bit in the when you watch The Mandalorian, like the side bits of directors, and Dave Filoni talks about Phantom Menace. Because this man's made up a movie in his head. And it's when you see Bryce Dallas Howard with eyes. And everyone's just like staring at him like... Right, but he's saying how much he loves this movie, how symbolic it is, and he's made this story up in his head. I swear, it's not in the movie. This is like full circle. Her face is like the meme of Pedro Pascal with Nicolas Cage. Yeah, but that's what you need. You need that kind of love for the franchise to be able to do what he has done and build on it in this interesting way, because he's doing fan fiction in his head the whole time, and that's what this is. This is fan fiction. The prequels need it for it to make sense. There is... I think you could argue about if we actually bring it back to this film. I'm only really thinking about this now, but it does have a fan fiction element to it, I would argue, in that
there isn't really much growth. Like, Mando doesn't really grow much. He does, but he doesn't need to. He's just really cool at the start, and he's really cool at the end.
He's happy in his own suit helmet.
Like, you know, you can argue there's a little element of like, and he just comes along and he just shoots all the guys, and then he stands there and he looks cool. Like, it's got that element to it, but I like it. It's fun. You know what I mean? This is a fun movie.
And then we kind of get to what I call the semi-through plot. Is one when he gets his next job, it's to speak to the Hutts because they want them to do them a favour so they can get information on hunting down some of the last Empire like cells holdouts. And this is when we're introduced to Rotter the Hutt, who is a throwback to, I know the animated film was Star Wars The Clone Wars, but goddammit, they wrote it as Star the Clone Wars Wars.
Yeah, in our house it's called Star the Clone Wars Wars.
And I know that they knew they bugged it up because when they done later series, they moved the
Changed
wars
it.
to the top.
Yeah, they were like, people keep making... I don't like... I've never heard anyone other than us make fun of this, but then we have a distinct...
Well, Dave Filoni's probably got a story for why they moved it.
Yeah. I think even people that like Star the Clone Wars Wars, right, generally, don't think much of the movie, right?
It's a thing.
It's a thing, right?
Well, depending on how you watch it, that was then cut up into 3 episodes and put as the start of the series.
Yeah, fair enough. Which ties us back to the movie. I wonder if they do that when they put on Disney Plus, and split into 2 episodes.
Maybe.
Could do,
I'd watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you got the twin huts that were from that as well,
Yeah.
I believe. I remember them being in it.
Yeah.
They don't have the really camp hut, which was a bit sad.
I think that was kind of implied that Jabba dealt with the one who stole Rata in the original.
Fine. But, you know, whatever.
I found interesting as well. It's because, as they call it in subtitles, they speak Huttese.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to know with Jabba, now that was a choice.
Yeah.
Because they can speak English.
They can speak... I think it's...
I think it plays more into Jabba. It's like Jabba didn't need to speak another language.
Or does it just go into one of my Star Wars problems? Because it's clear I like simple things. And one
I know,
of my
you married
problems
one.
is that extended universe, right? Jabba the Hutt was just one dude, right? And you get like because of the extended universe, it's like, no, actually, he was really powerful and really strong, even though he lived on a planet that's in the middle of nowhere.
And like in Return of the Jedi, it's just implied he has a lot of control on his section of the Outer Rim.
Exactly. But like now it's like, oh, the whole galaxy knows who the Hutts are and all this, and it just this thing of build, which ends up with other ones, which end up with them speaking perfect English.
But are they the most... Is the problem with, like, the Hutts, they are the most important thing in their own echo chamber?
No, because everyone else seems to know who they are. Like, they bring it up in the, they're like, oh, like, was Sigourney Weaver? Like, you know what I mean? She's instantly, oh, about the Hutts. No one ever blinks and go, who are the Hutts? Like, it's always, they are just a massive force in the universe, in the galaxy.
Well, not by the end of the film.
But not by the end of the film, good point. Yeah, but I just think they've been... Everything Star Wars that's in the originals has been, like, bigged up to, this is the most important place or the most important people in the whole galaxy. And I just feel like it wasn't there. And I just think it's got added over time. But that's just me, like, being pernickety. It's like Boba Fett is like, oh my god, Boba Fett was actually really amazing, and it's like, no, dude just got shot and died.
Boba was fascinating for one line in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, exactly.
And was it a no incineration?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's the most mythical, like, person ever. It's just, I don't know. It feels like a constant thing that they do with anything that was in the original 3 is actually now super important. Even like, especially when they do it with Tatooine, where Tatooine, whole point, plot-wise, is that it's in the middle of nowhere and nobody cares about it. And that's the plot. It's supposed, because Luke's supposed to be from a place that is like that, because that's his hero's journey. You know?
Ah, Luke. I wonder what he's doing in the film universe. Probably trying to build his thing, isn't he? Like, his Jedi Order.
Yeah, probably. So let's see, last time he had his, like, cool seeing light things. I was doing lightsaber hand motions, obviously.
Were you, or were you doing lightsaber pom poms?
I was doing crappy. I forgot what I was
Do you need
saying.
help?
Yeah, always. And he was trying to get. He was working with Grogu. Okay, that was it. And then he's like, Grogu's like, "Boy, I'll go back. I don't like you really." Anyway, so I don't know. He's probably gone back to trying to recruit people.
Yeah.
Having a nephew.
Well, they are Hutts want them because they say they want to rescue their nephew.
Yeah. Okay. We'll bring
big inverted graphics. So Mando then decides he's gonna go take the job to help the Republic. Grogu's just backflipping on his shoulders after waddling along. At this point, he comes into his own in the second part, and then we go to a planet where an actual size Martin Scorsese in a costume is the person he keeps going to for tips.
Yeah, and he goes to what I believe looks like Cyberpunk 2099.
Yeah.
It literally is just that, but that's cool. That's a good effect for a Star Wars film to have for a bit, But if it was all that, it'd be bad. But as it is like a planet they go to, it looks cool.
Mando could have saved himself a fortune because apparently he suffers from the Batman problem. He's asking for information, and if he would have just turned his neck, which I'm not sure if he can actually do in that helmet.
Yeah, that was funny. Why does he have all? Well, it's me plot point in here, but. He just seems to have so much money all of a sudden, and that he's putting it down. And this must be quite a lot of money because this guy's initially really scared to tell him anything about the Hutts.
He's a really smart accountant, and he just claims it all his expenses.
Apparently, the Hutts massive everywhere. The guy wouldn't talk about them.
I was going to make a joke. Links in the Spaceballs. I was like, do you think they sell pizza? And they're like, Pizza the Hutts. There's just loads of them throughout the galaxy. I was like, no, Mel Brooks beat me to that about.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Nearly 40 years ago.
So he goes to there, he gets information, and then Rotto is actually in the fight pits, which is fun.
Yeah, but we find out partly through choice, which I think is important because he's got one more fight, and when you speak to him, he wants to get out of his father's shadow.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it. But what I like when they're doing that, and the way he gets out of his shadow by it, regardless of the talking, is how he is with Grogu. And it's a nice kind of through the film. Yeah. The words don't change. The words don't change who he is completely, but his actions with Grogu.
It shows that he's a nice kid as well. They managed to I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but he feels like a kid, like a 17, maybe 20-year-old, like a young lad who's trying to set off on their own, but is a bit naive to the world.
Canonically, he's probably 30 years old, but everyone ages different. Yeah. See Grogu and Yoda in the universe. So, I don't think it's a stretch to believe he's probably, mid-20s. Yeah. And, from your time in the underground cage fighting community in your mid-20s.
Yeah, just exactly. That's when everyone part of the growing up process.
Yeah. Yeah. But they have a nice little interaction, and he says he's still going to buy him out of it. And he goes to speak to the actor's name, who sounds exactly like the character he's playing. And apparently salt's really valuable there. And that's a good little scene, when he takes out everyone in there. Because sometimes you forget how efficient he is.
Yeah, it's where I'm going. And they just decided for the film, you know what, he's just the best. Yeah. And it's fun. And I'm not... Imagine it annoyed other people. It did not annoy me. It was fun. But it's just taking them out, left, right, centre, boobity boob boob. Yeah. The guy tries to bribe him with some salt, which is quite funny. He's just it's not worth anything. I love
what he does at the end with it.
Yeah.
As he's leaving, he drops it in the glass.
Yeah.
But when he's speaking to him, you kind of understand, and it also shows the Mandalorian's a man of the universe, should we say, because he's only got one more fight. He's like, oh yeah, but this is his last fight. And then he figures out it's a certain kind of fight, where it's basically you fight to the death.
Yeah, there was some Star Warsy kind of word. It was a
Drago match or a Drago match.
Yeah, but basically throw a load of monsters at him until he dies.
So then Mando, knowing this, tries to get him out, and this is maybe the one time Rota shows a bit of arrogance, because it's almost like he knew he would come back. Yeah. And he lets the guards know, because I get it, he wants to be his own person, he wants to win his freedom. He doesn't know that little tidbit
Well, he said before as well that his aunt and uncle treated him badly. They will kill him if he goes back. So he has very viable reasons not to want to go with him.
Yeah.
And that's where he thinks, and he said he's a bit naive. He believes what he's been told by this guy, that once he's done this one more fight, he'll be free.
Yeah.
He can go be rich with all the money he's earned on the fighting circuit, and you get why he believes it. It's very believable, and especially because he's come from an abused background. So you're like, oh, he's just trying to get away. Bless his little heart, you know.
And the next
his
thing,
big hench heart, his abs heart for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, to get abs, like, I'm not sure he does crunches, but then he drags himself around on his stomach, so he must have the strongest core known to man.
There is that, yeah.
And then they end up in the arena. He comes round, he's got his pack off, his guns, he sees Grogu in a bird cage that we'd seen in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he fights Rata, because before the guys said he'd love to have like a Mandalorian fight.
Yeah.
And they do go at it a bit, but ultimately I think it's almost symbolic. Like, he shows he could have beat him, but he yields. He's
very much doing that, like, I will not fight you sort of thing.
It does seem there's a moment where he suddenly gets the arsehole. He's like, no,
exactly.
Bollocks, boy, I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Exactly. And then he's like, no, I yield, which means he wins, which means you've got to let him go. And he's like, no, I'm just going to set the monsters out. Let's go, bro.
Oh, I like that monster. I love a comeuppance in something. So they're like, everyone's cheering like, yeah, watch the monsters tear them apart. And because they stand their own against all of them. Like it's a sensible one as well. Like, they do get hurt and they do take the blows, but they kind of whack one into the field that's keeping them in, and it is just a great moment of, well, the monsters are like, wait, hold on.
He's like, we just get out of here now, let's go.
Like, we're fighting because we had to. Like, it's nothing personal to you two guys.
Yeah. It's just like, you don't feel sorry for the audience, because they've shown that these audiences are like booing them and like being like, yeah, die everyone. So you're watching a death game and having a great time here. So if you don't feel sorry when you start getting in, I do feel a little bit like maybe when they get outside they maybe stop showing it now, because it's like, these people haven't done anything wrong. They're just hanging out.
Weirdly, this is in like episode that me, Scott and Jobe recorded, which is basically our backup episode. But it's there's something we said on in there. You don't feel sorry for them because everything of their own actions and consequences in that audience is their own fault.
Yeah.
They chose to go there. So you feel absolutely nothing for them when it backfires.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And we then cut to like a brief chase through the city again, because Wright was like, I'll go with you, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going back there.
Yeah.
And it's good, like, you see him, like, they're racing through, and Grogu's in his little, like, turbocharged
Why is that lady got, like... Because it's like a lady that's got, like... Well, it's an alien lady. She's got her alien baby in, like, this stroller thing. Why is it turbocharged? Well, you just take it... Why does this thing able to go, like, 60 racing, miles an hour? Like,
maybe baby racing is another thing they bet on. Just really quietly, like...
wow, pod racing. Like that. No, that was supposed to be This Is Pod Racing, but, like, I didn't do it very well. Also, it doesn't say that when he does pod racing. That's when he's in the plane. It's not a plane. But spaceship.
Zeb appears it's a new Razor crest with more yellow than the original.
Yeah, he got that as a present for Sigourney Weaver, and he had to, like, bribe him to do the job.
But they put him in, and as they're going back, he's talking to him. He's like, they're going to kill me if I go back there. He's like, yeah, but we need the information. And then they say the name, and he knows who they're talking about.
Yeah, he's like, wait, that's the dude you talked to earlier. And he's like, oh.
But when he says it, like, oh, that would track.
Yeah. He seems dodgy, you're right.
So he kind of strikes a deal with Mando. He's like, look, I'll take you there. We'll get him.
Yeah.
And once again, it is just a good thing of just seeing Mando just tear through it, and Zeb having the time of his life. Just absolutely beating the crap out of everyone in that passageway.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're very efficient. You have I'm not sure if this is an unintentional throwback to American Graffiti and somehow Grease, is you have a load of stormtroopers, which looks like in like an old 60s style car but as a cruiser.
Oh yeah.
Chasing after them in the other car.
And then you got them, they're calling the spaceship.
Oh,
yeah, they're calling the spaceship, being like, you got Grogu and you got Rotu. Rota. I can't say his name.
Rota.
Rota.
But don't trust a person with dyspraxia
Grown
on
up-
how to say things.
Grown up baby Jabba. So grown up baby Jabba, and you've got Grogu in the spaceship, right?
Yeah.
And they're going, oh, you got to put the engines on, we got to go. Grogu has no idea what to do because he baby.
And I like
And Rota's
Rota's
like, I can't get into the cockpit.
Yeah.
I'm too big.
Sometimes he needs Homer's dialing wand.
Probably how you feel when someone's like, "Hey, can you drive my Mini?" And you're like, I can't get into the
People
cockpit.
are amazed I drive a Hyundai
Yeah,
i10.
to
I
be
don't
fair.
know how big they think I am.
Our car's
Like,
actually
they've seen me.
titched. It's pretty funny, but that's
They're
how
like-
it fit.
They're like, oh, how'd you fit in there, Dan? I was like, well, I generally put my legs in and then sit down. And it's like they think it's the clown car from The Simpsons I somehow drive with us three.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it though. When you get out.
Yeah, I speak like him as, hello there, everyone.
I think it's because you should be in a white van energy, and then it's like a Hyundai.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I drive van for work and BMW for when I'm out.
Yeah, that's the energy. That's it.
This is a great thing of me, like, I can do an impression of me when people do an impression of me.
Yeah.
Because apparently I suddenly become more Essex. It's like we've been
Aw.
watching a lot of Dragon Ball, and it's like I suddenly go super Essex. Like my bald head just glows, and they're just like, oh my god, here's it, super Essex. Alright, yeah, I'm going to get a fish and chips on the way home. Somehow this podcast needs subtitles for what I'm about to say. It's like, yeah, alright, I'm just going to grab a bottle of water when I get out of the van.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That I spent enough time around it. I can understand that.
You're like the horse whisperer with me. It's like, I know what you're saying. But so they take him back and they give it over. Sigourney Weaver's happy, and it almost feels like they're tying up the episode. So he goes back to his planet. He arranges for Rota to get off world,
Yeah.
and him and Grogu kind of settle in for the night. And he's trying to get some bits done to the Razor Crest with the things that look like the mini Scorseses as they are in my head.
Yeah. Oh, I love the mini Scorseses. They are the best characters in the movie. Just 100%. Love them. Don't know what they're really called. They're just great. They're just little sassy little things. I love them.
And depending how I edit this is either going to be the end of part 1, which seems to be our theme at the minute,
All right, yeah.
or I'll be really lazy, won't cut any of this,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and it'll just carry on.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
I have to put this in just as a placeholder.
Yeah.
So then we go into episode 2 of the film. I know films are normally 3 acts, but it very much feels like this is episode 2 of the film.
Yeah, this is episode 2 of the film. We've had a free. You can be like, we've had a 3-arc structure though, have we? We had a 3rd arc. That's not really. That's not been like
Kind of, but it was a very
Yeah.
short 3rd arc and conclusion.
Which is interesting when you talk about. Anyway, if we move on to part 2, then where like, so yeah, they.
So I did a bit of research for this. We see that someone is watching him,
Yeah,
and this was a character who was in Clone Wars,
yeah.
who has a speaking part, but they decided not to give him a speaking part in this.
Okay. I couldn't remember if he spoke in Clone Wars. I remember he was in Clone Wars because I remember at the time going, "Hey, there's a guy from Mortal Kombat in Clone Wars."
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, it's wait, it's because he got like the
Yeah, no,
hat,
I was remembering
and
the
he's
look.
all like all scrawny. And he looks like he just. Wait, it's not. It's just that general. He gives Mortal Kombat vibes, not Star Wars vibes. And that's a big issue with this film, is it makes you think about Clone Wars far more than you want to. But fortunately, there's not too many characters from it. It's not like they have like all the stormtroopers or anything.
If you haven't gathered, this is not a Clone Wars supporting household. I famously said when watching it, I got to season 5 and went, oh, thank God there's some of these episodes. I was having a problem filling out the top 5 episodes. I only had 3.
We will rate Reform before we watch Clone Wars again.
Yeah. And that's why I love Rebels. It's what I wanted Clone Wars to be.
That's it, yeah. Rebels feels like what people told me Clone Wars was going to be.
Even there's like a good Darth Maul in it, like who's been on a journey. But who knows, I might talk about Rebels one day. Maybe I'll do it with Ahsoka season 2.
Yeah.
That seems like a good way to work it in. Or maybe I won't, who knows, because I'm incredibly lazy. But we're now in episode 2, and they're turning everything off for the night. He's got the Scorseses working on the Razor Crest. Grogu goes to help him, and then they kind of figure out something's off. like because he's got obviously he's a bounty hunter, he's got the defences round, so he kind of hides them under the floor, which is like a throwback to two of the other films. It's like A New Hope and he's like Harrison Ford. I love doing my terrible Harrison Ford impression. No one likes it. He's like, hey guys, you need to get underneath. I'll give you a sign. And he does it in The Force Awakens.
And he does it again in The Force Awakens because they're basically Force Awakens is trying to redo that, and then they're a good point. I hadn't put that together actually, but yeah, that's a really good point that they are once again.
As I always tell you, inside here, put stuff together like that. Ask me how to do something like important, or as I've been struggling to remember to order a card. Nothing, just nothing in there.
You did it at dinner when we were supposed to be talking. Anyway.
Yeah. Can't tell we're introverts, can you? Yeah, he kind of gets them underneath, and then the bounty hunter comes in. He drops through the ceiling because Mando's realised he's there, and the tiny little legged ones are all trying to make a run for it.
Yep.
But his dog is there and kind of cuts them off at the pass. Mando goes out to try to give chase, but he's walked straight into the guy's trap.
Yep.
And he gets caught. One of the Scorseses gets caught.
Yeah, the dog picks up one of the Scorseses in it literally kind of looks like it just thinks it's a chew toy kind of way.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's okay. It's one of everyone that you don't have to worry. It was okay. The dog did not eat it. I thought it was going to, and I thought this film. I was like, with our 9-year-old, I was like, please don't eat him. Please don't eat him.
So that one Scorsese and Mando are taken onto the ship, and you kind of see Grogu with them there, and they're like, what's happening? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And it kind of like I think it works around to the next day. We see him in this. He's in a holding cell, Mando, and as Sigourney Weaver said earlier, like if you annoy the Hutts, there is a
they're gonna come for you. They're the Hutts. They are the bad guys.
Yeah.
There are 2 of them now.
Yeah. He's more Hutt-like than the last.
I don't like that they're twins. Because I feel like they're too close and it irks me.
But you know what? I forgot till now. I was talking about this when he first goes to visit them. You see the Hutts in the room, and I don't know what's happening. I didn't know whether they cover our son's eyes, your eyes, my eyes. Mm-hmm. There's something deeply unnerving about this.
It's something weird about them being like twins.
I just imagine in some cinema somewhere there was a guy with popcorn was like more the Hutts.
I didn't need to think about Hutt sex. I definitely didn't need to think about Hutt incest.
Oh, apparently you have thought about it after saying in the first episode.
Yeah, that's different. That's hench Hutt. These are more traditional chunky Hutts.
With my hairline, that's how I'm going to describe myself.
You're a hench Hutt.
I didn't think we could lower the tone for me, Jobe and Scott, but we've just.
I don't see how you thought that would not happen when you talk with me. We usually end up just absolutely destroying the tone of any conversation.
Yes, one day we record our thoughts on Batman v Superman. Yeah. So.
That was a good time.
God! See, when I do this with Scott and Jobe, I'm the one who has knocked us back and thinking I'm starting to lose where I am.
Yeah, sorry.
No. It's
I'm distracting them.
Feel like
Okay, we were talking about the movie we watched the weekend, and it was see, Mando's like, so it was about where Grogu and the mini Scorseses get into a tiny little ship, and it's the best thing I've ever seen.
I would have loved to have been like a spaceship in space, like just an X-Wing going on a mission, and you just see this like tiny shoebox-sized spaceship.
It's amazing. Like, because again, this film keeps making me think of Clone Wars. Because I was a bit worried there for a second, right? I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit concerned. We were about to have what I call the 6-episode Droid Saga. Apart from it was like Big Grogu and the little tiny Scorseses. But no, because the Scorseses are hilarious. Just them being like, they're just like trying to look after Grogu in this really great way. They're just like, you go baby. It's wonderful.
And do you know it's like a weird shot they start with this? Because when I looked back, I started to notice things. The way you have the 3 Scorseses with Grogu behind them, I never thought they do this. So it looks like when we're in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, and he's like Chewie.
Somehow he's Chewie.
It's great.
The guy who is the size of my foot
is
Chewie in this thing.
Yeah.
But
That's just a great little turn, make him bigger than everyone else involved. It's just like, you're twisting the usual art thing of Grogu's always a tiny one.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, let's twist it. He's the big one because the others are smaller than him. But he's still the baby, which is also nice.
And I'm trying not to get to like the end of this because there's a moment I really want to talk about that's really dumb.
Okay, fair
There's
enough.
nothing really main plot thing to it. It just made me smirk and smile.
Okay, so Mandalorian's now talking with the twins. But that's where we got distracted. Twincest. Anyway.
I get it with the thing, and it still seems like a bizarre choice to me, just in general. So they take off Mando's mask, and he looks strikingly like the actor Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, no one saw that coming.
But I don't know, like, I'm not even sure he's trying. It looked like he was proper doing like smolder when they took it off. He's supposed to be annoyed. And he's like, "Oh no, I look like Pedro Pascal."
There's a continuing theme through the film. Mando, nothing really seems to bother him in this movie, but it is very much anime edgelord main character, but in the best way. Like,
I do feel like he'd probably done like there's a running joke of Matthew McConaughey. Like Matt Damon would say, like McConaughey would always be. Didn't matter the film, drama, comedy. He'd be like, I think this scene would be improved if I took my shirt off. Imagine like that's Pedro. He's like, I mean, we could do the mask on, and just smoulder as he lifts it off.
Yeah. But then he's also like, they're like, oh, now, I don't know, I feel there's something about honour, but it's like, oh, we know you Mandalorians aren't supposed to show your face to other people. And then he's like, doesn't matter if I kill you.
I know what, I give it to him. Like I say, he's all smoulder. The way he says it to him, you're like, oh.
Yeah, like, you guys are going to die. And then, very obvious, throwback to Return, where he falls
Drops
down a
in the
big
pit.
hole and there's a big monster.
I know I've seen that monster in one of the animated things. It was driving me mad. I cannot remember. I think it's Rebels over Clone Wars.
Oh, fair enough.
But I've seen that exact thing because I was like, oh, this is reminding me of something.
Oh. I also felt like a mixture of callbacks. It felt like New Hope with the trash compactor where they've got like the water and there's like, oh, there's something in the water, but then it turns out to be in this case a really giant monster thing.
It also felt like, and this is a weird reference to make, because Emma has it easy with me. I've collected comics for 20 years, but I also collect video games. It felt like a boss fight in one of the Super Star Wars games. It's like, here's these many things that look nothing like the main boss, so you've got to kill 4 of them.
Yep.
And now you've got the main boss. It's the evil snake.
Yeah, there was a bit of that element to it. And no, it's actually one giant monster thing out of the water.
This isn't a critique. I kind of love it because this played into all my favourite things.
Yep. But you're like, oh no, what's he going to do now? And then the mini Scorseses and Grogu appear. And now you may think, oh, Grogu's going to do like some Force stuff. No, he gets a little grenade and he blows it up.
Oh, they save his false moment at just the right time.
They do, yeah. They very much don't overuse that.
But we realise that in this fight, and there's a Hudson mocking him, he's been bit by this thing and it's known for being venomous.
Yeah, they're like, are you going to die from the venom even if you escape? So whatever.
And he's trying not to tell Grogu. He's trying to do the dad thing, as I call it.
Really
so
sweet, yeah.
Once he gets out, he picks up all the Scorseses after they've caught up with the other Scorsese, where he's like, we thought you were dead. He's like, no, I'm alive. Mm-hmm. I just like to imagine, like, at this point there's a droid that's actually seen him and the droid thinks it's malfunctioning, so it's just seen like these 4 Scorseses and a little Yoda going through the jungle, just being like, and he's just like, I think I'm malfunctioning. But
yeah.
they're trying to help him escape.
Yeah, they're like, okay, they get out and he's like, let's go to your ship. How did you get here? And they get taken to his ship. But it doesn't fit, of course, because this ship is so tiny. And it's a proper, but he's like, you guys go, Grogu, you go too. I'll be fine and stuff. But
and he just they fly. He just goes on like the maddest killing spree.
Yeah, exactly. He goes full killing spree mode, and then he, collapses because he's been with the poison thing. It's like, oh no, what's going to happen? And you're like, I bet Grogu's going to show up and heal him.
Oh, your face for this whole next part when we was in the cinema.
And then it'll be all fine. And what I love is that Grogu did show up, of course. He did heal him, of course. But he doesn't heal the poison.
No, I mean, he also makes a diorama-sized Yoda's house and
And
the Dagobah system.
like with the Force thing. But I was very much expecting him, and then be like, and then the movie would continue. But the movie just stops for like 15 minutes. I felt like about that. I'm not sure. We didn't time it. We're not rude, checking our watches or anything in the middle of the movie. But it felt about 15 minutes where it just stopped and went slow, and it was great. And I loved this. Just like it was just going to stop for a bit, and it's just it's just such a moment
it's
of
what
calm.
I called it's the breath before the final act.
Yeah, but you're tense because you don't know what's going on with Lando at this point. He's just sort of lying there because Grogu's like healed the wound, but he said he hasn't cured the poison.
Yeah.
So he builds him this little hut, which I still think might involve some of Mando's poop because where else was he pooping? They were there for like a while in like the story. It felt like
on the Mando Pope side thing, I think it's still all inside his suit.
Okay. And
it's after he heals him, he sees him later. That's why he was near the water. He was in like washing out 5 days worth.
Mm-hmm. And it builds him a little hut to put him in to keep him safe. And the funniest little scene of him trying to do force powering him into the hut. But he's not made the hut quite big enough.
Yeah.
So he keeps smushing him, and you hear like his helmet hitting the back. And it's like donk, donk. And it's just like, that's so funny. But then he's just leaves his feet stuck out in the end and sticks some branches on it. And he's sat on the top doing like Yoda stuff, I'd call it. He's doing like the meditating. But he's fine, and he's going out and he's getting food. And this is just like a nice slow.
You see how efficient he's made Grogu of caring by himself.
Yeah.
Because the Hutt's kind of mocking me, like, once you're gone, like, we'll get Grogu, and it's kind of like a middle finger up to them. It's like, no, Grogu's self-sufficient. Like, he's an honorary Mandalorian. He's like, he has the Bespin thing.
Aww.
So,
a 9-year-old, by the way, proper loved that moment where he's like, he's got his own armour. And it was like, that proper caught on like with that bit. It was just like, oh. You could tell that proper amused him. He loves Grogu, but like Grogu having armor was proper like highlight of the movie for him. We've actually watched all the series and he hasn't, so he didn't know. But so for him to say, if you got a kid, they'll like that moment.
Don't worry, this is a family affair. There is plans to get him on for a very brief bit of 1 episode.
Yeah.
It's like me, Scott, and Jobe are the main ones, but I am me and lazy, and will get my family to do my work for me.
And he is basically turned into mini Nerdu as well, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he won't like it one day. I'm going to make that kid dress as Robin. He's like, here's my ward. He's like, Dad!
Yeah.
So...
It'd be altering the costume tonight, wearing like, before you even notice.
But like the 70s one with the tassels.
With the tassels. Our kid would appreciate the tassels. He's got... Anyway.
Love you, son. But... he then, while he's getting hungry, he's kind of going down what feels like the bayou.
It does feel like the bayou, yeah. You're like...
And I'm just happy the first thing he found was like a happy Cajun rather than like a Deliverance playing banjo person.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Because at this point, everyone's trying to find Mando on the planet.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to do it, they can't find him.
They're clearly going around going, have you seen this dude? We should be dead.
And the guy helps out because there's one point when he's talking to Grogu and Grogu's kind of nodding. And then you find out like they're still looking for him and he does him a solid.
Yeah.
Like he's like, tell your dog to stay away from my fish. And then he gives him the MacGuffin cure.
Yeah, because I like that as well because it clearly shows that the normal people on this planet, exist, which I always kind of appreciate. Just normal people just exist. This guy's just normal. But also hate the Hutts. They're like, oh god, we hate them. They're in charge and kind of shit at their jobs, probably. I can't imagine they run the best government. Probably too many bad CGI songs involved. Anyway. Not enough road building. I
would have liked to have seen a cameo of like the blue guy of the Xylophone in Return of the Jedi. Just like still busking on there, just jamming away.
Oh, that'd be good.
But he then goes back and he gives it to Mando. And we call him Mando. I know his name's like Dajin or something.
Yeah. I don't think they said that once in the movie, which I, 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 get because who would, you know?
Because we've had a very raspy like, is it AMSR? Like, people like to listen to. If you've ever wanted
Yeah,
Pedro,
yeah.
like that, this is a prime moment of just hearing him do like shallow breaths.
Yeah.
But then it works. He comes around, and you can tell from the way Mando's postured and the voice, he's very proud of.
Oh, he's happy. Yeah, he's proud of Grogu looking
and
after
it's
himself.
a line. He's like they say, the father looks after the son, and then the son looks after the father. Yeah. Well, I think he's hinting he sees them almost as equals at that point.
Yeah, there is. I said before, there's not much character growth, and it isn't. I would argue, really, there is a nominal storyline going on between. At the start, he's like, there's a bit with the Razor Crest where he's like, "No, don't touch the buttons, Grogu," and then at the end, he's like, "Come look at what I'm doing, Grogu," sort of showing them increase in trust in him a little bit, but I felt it was a bit nominal because there was also a line saying at one point, "I showed you these buttons," so it feels like he does do that anyway. So
I'm gonna do my over sentimental Dan touches on something at the end as well with it, but yeah, very much to what you're saying, like how it is and how they are with each other.
Yeah,
and then you end up in kind of at the end of Act 3 into the conclusion, because they kind of find the ship, and he even says to Grogu, he's like, "Look, we can leave and run, or we can go and get Rata, who's been there and been tortured because they intercepted."
Yeah, I think we forgot to mention that Rata was there, but like they put him in like this weird chair
like
thing.
a long and painful death.
Yeah, where it's supposed to be, he doesn't die, but it's like torturing him with the brain, and it's just like, dude, it's just. Like, if you're worried that because the whole thing is they don't want him around because he's Jabba's actual heir. Like, A, he's not interested. B, just kill him. Like, it'd be so much quicker and less worrying from you, because he's going to escape. If you've not seen the movie before, guys.
But
too busy doing twins. Anyway.
They then do the thing. I was really happy. I was like, oh my god, they're just literally going to suicide run this shit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I said earlier in the thing that just made me smile. There seems to be one droid who's a pilot.
Yeah.
Because they seem to have, on this planet, got all the leftovers from Empire Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith of, like, the Imperial, like, hold-off army. But one of them's, like, he seems to have almost, like, cut his own thing. He's got a cloak, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of like, yeah, I'm, like, the ace pilot of the droids. Like, somehow he's gained a level of like
sentience that feels
beyond the other droids.
Yeah, like droids have. I always feel like droids are an interesting thing that you don't want to think too deeply about with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're like, do they have a slave situation going on here? Pretty quickly, like, was Luke a slave owner?
No,
because they seem sentient.
His uncle was.
Yeah. Anyway. Was Obi-Wan? Was all of them. Anyway, so it's best not to think too deeply about. But I do love when you get that one odd droid that just doesn't fit the thing. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Like, Taika Waititi droid. He was great. Like,
I've always thought to a degree that C-3PO, people think they own him. That droid is purely out for itself.
That is true.
But they then quite literally smash him.
Yeah.
And between them take on the mechs and the robots in the passage.
Yeah.
To the point Grogu climbs inside one to make it start malfunctioning.
Yeah.
And like you see him take it down, it's just funny to see like Grogu just suddenly pop out.
I could not decide with that whether I was disappointed or happy that his head didn't pop out the top and he did start using it as a mech. Because on one hand that would be really stupid. On the other hand it would have been pretty cool and would have ended up with a really great toy.
And yeah, that's a weird image. Especially like trying to imagine like the little Grogu mini Lego figure like a mech.
I'm pretty sure our child made that before.
I want to say they get into the throne room, but it's not a throne room. They get into their head office abode.
Yeah, the twin hole. Yeah.
And Grogu kind of goes to help Rata. Mando has a beef with those two, but the other bounty hunter's still there.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like you have this big fight. It's very well shot, very well done with the shooting and the blasting. But then you see like Grogu has calmed the dog to the point he's almost playing with it. It's almost like you can hear Jon Favreau go, "Grogu, remember, You got to get right. He's like, oh, yeah, sorry.
And you got, so Rotter's fighting with the twins.
After Grogu gets him out, because one of them pretty much threatens to eat Grogu, and that's suddenly when he comes around.
That's it, yeah, and he starts waking up. And then, like, they're like, the floor's just a bit crap, because it's made to open up, so, you know, it isn't the most structurally sound thing.
And that is a weird thing to watch. Like, I felt sorry for the animators, because there's like Hut fighting Hut, rolling over Hut.
Yeah.
It was almost like the Infinity Hut. At points I couldn't tell where the head and the tails ended. And
there
wasn't just one big one.
I must say, modern Huts, as I'm going to call them, do seem a little less gross than Jabba as well. Jabba felt gross.
I think...
Like, they kind of look a little gross, but they don't feel like...
I think, based upon what they've done in the prequels, because Jabba's in the Phantom Menace for about 20 seconds, where he's waving at the start, and he looks a lot cleaner. I think it's something they put in retrospectively, that he's just looks a bit dirty and a bit crappy.
Yeah.
Because he's fell from the level of decadence it's implied in the Phantom Menace, that he's opening pod racing things, so now he's a kind of scumbag dealer on the outer...
Like,
quite literally on the outer rim. I always use the outer rim as a description. I was like, oh no, this is actually apt. He is in the outer rim. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're very slimy. I think Rotter's been using baby oil.
Yeah.
I think you probably applied it the way you was looking at him in that film.
Look, I'm going to point out, right? No, I'm not. It's disturbing thought. I might keep it to myself. I'd say Return of the Jedi, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm all
here you go. Does it not prime you to think about huts and sex? Because otherwise, why would Leia be dressed like that? Anyway, let's move on. I've always said, I feel like Leia just gets massively short straw on the side of that, because, you know, I would take the torture.
Well, imagine this.
Other than what's going on with her, right?
Imagine you switch it. She's frozen the carbonite, you wanted that, and now Han's stuck in the outfit.
That'd be good.
He's like, hey Jabba, stop pulling the chain so tight.
Why does Jabba want a human that's a completely different species to him? Anyway, let's go on to the movie we watched.
She does look like Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, but also still not of the same species. She's like a cat. To him, she's like a cat, right? Or another animal.
I'm just saying, looks like Carrie Fisher.
Is he a Hut furry? Apart from it's not called furries because
Hut slimy?
You know what I mean? A bit like more the opposite, because like Huts are slimy.
Hut smoothie?
Yeah, maybe like a Hut smoothie, you know? Because anyway.
So we then see the big fight, and they kind of end up over where Mando dropped through. Mm-hmm. And we see him drop in, and we hear the splash, and there's like a long panning shot, and you kind of look over at Grogu, and he's very focused, and then you just see Rotter rise, and you can tell he's put his sole focus on it. It's nice. You kind of see their bond go full circle between the two of them. So the huts get eaten, and it looks, they just kind of get chucked up in the air and swallowed. Yeah. And you see that one of them, like, he doesn't care about his sibling that much, because when it gets near, it immediately pushes them in front. Mm-hmm. So then we've got both of them defeated. We see the droids have now found their way up. I think the other bounty hunters left. I don't remember getting killed, and I was trying to make a mental note of this.
I think when they've called... So, another thing that happened is... Mando basically gets a call from Sigourney Weaver, and she's like, we're on our way, and he's like, which is really nice, by the way. I like that sort of show.
The school says is actually when is that? We told you we'd get back.
Yeah, school says is when they got their help, but also that they came, because it shows the Republic is the good guys in a really good way, because it's like they've adopted him into them, like he's one of theirs now. She was like, we don't leave a man behind, like, and it's great. I like that. I like that it shows that he isn't just like a bounty hunter for them, like he was. You know, at the start of Mandalorian, he's just bounty hunter. He'd work for anyone. But now he's, like, part of something he believes in. Yeah. And they believe in him too. And that's nice. Anyway, they show up and he's like, no, shoot where exactly I am. So I think Sub-Zero runs out before that because they're going to get exploded. Yeah.
And you see him closing in and counting down. It is a great shot just seeing the three of them there. And it's like, right as the sensible one is like, Amanda's like, we've got to jump, and he's like, it's quite shallow, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we've got to jump. He's like, there's got to be another. Thankfully, they do jump, and they get out in time. It gets exploded. It's a great shot seeing this tree base collapse into itself.
Yeah, it's good.
And yeah, thankfully they then picked up my good friend Zeb is there again to help out.
Yep.
They kind of come back, and you get into the end of what we call episode 2, and you find out like Rutter's he's trying to find his place in the universe at this point, and he thinks he's finally found it in like the Republic. Like he wants to help out. It's not someone you'd mess with, I'd imagine, and being a Hutt, like there's so many ways it could play into his advantage.
Yeah. They've shown that like he's a fighter. We know that he's from the fighting pits. Yes, it's funny how he just seems to defeat most of his opponents by sort of flopping on them.
Yeah,
it's like the flop. Is what you call it in.
But he's adept with weapons, as we saw.
Yeah,
earlier.
exactly. But you can see him, and like.
I like the way Zeb took him under his wing as well.
Yeah, I think that helped because it was a less humanoid character doing it as well.
He's like, oh, yeah, I think we got a suit that fits you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just whose suit is that? Zeb whose? Whose fits him exactly?
I mean, there's some questions. Maybe it was the Tauntaun that joined him. And then it kind of closes out on like a moment. This is where I'm going to be overly sentimental and draw parallels with people like, don't just shut up.
Yeah, go on.
So when like he speaks to Sigourney Weaver's character, and she's kind of like there's a respect amongst each other now that wasn't there at the start of the film. She understands him more. He knows his place in the Republic. And then they get in the thing, and he's sitting there with Grogu, and they're about to go, and then he lets him sit on there, and it is like, so being the son of a father, and that being a father who's a son, it is symbolic of just like there's a moment between you and your dad and you and your son where you kind of you trust them more, and it kind of showed it like he's respecting that Grogu is becoming more confident and more grown up, and it just made me smile because it does feel like I'm okay. I get that you're not the kid I first knew and grown up with. You've become more of yourself, and it just made me smile. It's a very kind of sweet moment where he's like, no, I get it, like I need to trust you more. So yeah, that was my like little silly moment at the end watching them.
Aww.
And then we cut to the credits of the film.
Yep, and the movie ends and it's good time.
And normally at the end of this, well, I'm going to dig them both out because they're not here. Normally we try to do scores, but some people forget it because they want to do all our socials, and I can never remember them. So what would you give this score out of 10?
Oh, we're doing numbers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can do another metric if you want.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give it the two twins 7 legs out of 10.
I'm going to give it
I'm going to say 9 instead.
9? You're giving it a 9?
I'm giving it a 9. I just really had fun. You know, I like fun.
I'm around an 8.5.
That's probably fair. I do wonder how much of my score is affected because we saw it in IMAX.
I always say, and this is like the true mark of if I've really enjoyed a film and I can't do it yet, is when you watch it for the second time, because you know what's happening and you kind of view it through a different lens.
Yeah.
Or you don't, and that's when you know it's a good film.
Yeah.
Like something me, Scott and Joe are going to talk about soon is the Superman films, and I've always found them a fascinating watch, both the Christopher Reeve and this one, because when you watch it again, you can either bond with it more, you disassociate with it more, but you get a chance to watch it again, which I always find nice, and I'm quite looking forward to that. But yeah, that is the end of this episode, the wife and other.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah, so Em has no socials, so if you want to follow her, you're going to get in trouble because that's eventually going to end in a restraining order.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I occasionally put stuff on Instagram. But until next time...
I have some pretty good cat accounts, if someone wants those. That's about all I follow. Anyway, have fun.
Yeah, she's been Em, my wife, and I've been Dan. So until next time.
Goodbye.